So welcome to my office. I'm here in Kona. I just got back from running a fabulous weekend in Seattle. Had a great group there. So any of you that are from the Seattle group that are watching this, thank you so much. That was a fantastic way to start off the new decade, the first seminar of the year. And I was on my way back home and I was watching the news. And I know I tell a lot of people, hey, avoid watching the news. And when you're in a lounge or hanging out at a hotel or there in the airport, sometimes you can't help but watch this. And I kept seeing so many messages and incidents of people who just aren't walking their talk. And this really inspired this Huna tip right here. And that is really for any of my students that are out there, or any of you that are on the path. In some way, shape, or form, we all have an influence over someone else. Whether it's as a parent, I have 2 children, whether it's as a boss, whether it's as a teacher, and especially if you are a spiritual teacher. Huna says that you're not above your own message. You are not above the words that come out of your mouth. You know, my grandfather, who wasn't a part of Huna, who wasn't trained in any of the things that I've been trained in, he had such fabulous sayings. And I remember him saying to me once, your ears are the closest to your mouth, which means that you should be the first person to hear your words. And don't ever say something to someone or tell them to do something unless you've already done it or are willing to do it. And in this day and age right now, where we sometimes are so worried about the things that are coming out of our mouths, 2 things that I think are really important, and these are 2 tips that come directly from Huna. 1, always operate from the heart. So in what you do with your children, with your employees, with your friends, with anyone that you have any influence over, and as a spiritual teacher, always make sure that what you're saying is coming from the heart. And when you do that, you can feel, actually, as you're talking, your heart warming up. And you know that the message is just meant with the intention of purity and honesty and of the light. And so when you do that, make sure that you really do feel that energy right here in your heart as you talk. I think it'll be the most accepted that way. And I need to tell you, after having taught thousands of people around the world, even when you do that, Auntie Bernie said to me, Uncle George Naope's sister, she said, you never know when you've ran over someone else's boundaries in pure innocence. To hala, or to heva, hala, to miss the path, heva, to go overboard. She said, you have no idea when you've done that. And she said, every once in a while, it's important to just say, e kalamai ia'u, which means, please forgive me, because you don't know when you've ran over someone else's boundaries. Give that a try today. Try with your children, with your loved ones, with your staff. If you're there training, if you're a spiritual teacher, this is so important to you. If you have any position where you are working with someone, say it to them. E kalamai ia'u. Please forgive me for anything that I may have said that offended you. It was never my intention. My intention was to just share my mana'o, my thinking, from my heart. And having said that, I say that to you as well. So please make sure that you accept this tip from my heart and realize that as long as you operate from your heart with aloha, and always realize that someone can have their own perception, that you will be operating on the path and living your teaching and walking your talk. Have a fabulous day. Malama pono, we all stand in righteousness. Aloha ke akua, love is our shield. Aloha e kahi ke kahi, to love one another. And a hui ho, I'll see you again.